it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I am filming on a really wet bank holiday weekend. I'm back into long trousers and long sleeves. It's 18 degrees. Who would have thought a few weeks ago when we had 30 plus that here we are in August and it's 18 degrees. Anyhow, there we go. That's summer in the UK for you. Today's card is this one. It's a really pretty, really simple little card. I got the inspiration for this on Pinterest. There are a number of cards that are similar to this. So this is far from an original idea. And apparently this is far from a clean piece of grid paper. But there we go. So I thought I would change it a wee bit. This is using soft sea foam, so it's a very soft, gentle look. It uses, let me bring them out, an old favourite, Falling Flowers, which has been around for a while, and from the new annual catalogue, the Painted Glass. And I'm using the butterfly and the matching framelit for that, and then this lovely swirl here as the kind of background, if you like. So I'm going to do it this time in Melon Mambo. I have no idea how that's going to look, but I thought I would give it a go completely the other end of the subtle versus bright spectrum. So yeah, I have got a small piece of vellum. I've obviously used it for the original, so that's going to be one of the items we use. Then I've got 2 pieces of Whisper White, one for the inside, which obviously is just going to be plain. When I say plain, we can put a sentiment, and then one for the stamping. The Whisper White is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, which is normal size for me, and that's 14 1/4 by 9 3/4. And then the layer that I'm going to use to stamp on is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4, which is 14 by 9 1/4 centimetres. Don't worry about writing this down, it's all going to be on my blog post, which is the link immediately below in the description bar, and it will take you straight to the post for this video. So that's the Whisper White. Then in the Melon Mambo I've got a half sheet of A4 cardstock, so cut in half to make an A5, and then I've just scored it down the middle, which is how we make our basic card base. And then I'll just burnish that, so we've got a nice basic card base. And then this is the same size as the larger of the 2 pieces of Whisper White, so 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and that's just going to be used for matting. So let me just check that I've got the right piece of Whisper White, which I have. So pop those bits to one side, whoops, whilst we get on with stamping. So I've got my Melon Mambo classic ink pad, and let's get the sleeves up so that they're not going to get covered in Melon Mambo. And all I'm doing is gently tapping the stamp on the ink pad, and then in a sort of diagonal angle, so bottom right to sort of mid left, just stamp that down. Hold it in place for a little while so that the ink has got a chance to transfer across. And there we go. So that is our Melon Mambo flourish. Pop that to one side for the moment. And then with our vellum piece, I'm just going to pop some embossing buddy over and ink up my butterfly, also with Melon Mambo, because actually I'll do it that way up, that will be a better fit on the vellum. Classic ink does not dry well, honestly, probably at all, on vellum, but it means it's therefore wet enough for long enough to get embossing powder on it. So if I pick this up, I need to get some more clear embossing powder. This is clear embossing powder, and I'm just covering my stamped image with embossing powder, just that top bit of wing, there we go. So that's covered in embossing powder. Get rid of my embossing powder so I don't end up with that flying everywhere. Close up my ink pad and grab my heat tool. Now, I am recording this some while in advance, so to be honest with you, I don't know when this is going live. So either, if it's still August, don't forget to get your bonus day vouchers before August disappears, because for every £45 you spend in August, you will get a voucher to use in September. And if it's September, if you got bonus vouchers, you can start using them. However, the new autumn-winter catalogue goes live on the 5th of September. So why wouldn't you want a discount on your autumn-winter stuff? Right, so having heated up my heat gun, it's always worth making sure your heat tool is hot before you use it. You're going to get a better result if you do that. There we go. So that is beautiful and glossy. So if you do not already have your autumn-winter catalogue and you're in the UK, please let me know. If you don't already work with a demonstrator, I will very happily send you one. Just email me. The email address is in my contacts on my website. So just drop me an email and let me have your address and I'll get one out to you. So these are the stained glass dies that go with the, what do we call it, painted glass stamp set. So there are some lovely dies in there. Not all of them work with the stamp set, some of them work independently. So I'm just going to die cut my butterfly. So yes, if you don't already have an autumn-winter catalogue and you would like one and you're in the UK, drop me an email and I'll pop one in the post. I have some ready to go. Indeed, if you don't have an annual catalogue and you're in the UK and don't have a demonstrator already, let me know and I will get one of those off to you as well. And obviously if you want both, just let me know you want both and I'll put them in the same package. So yeah, I cannot tell you how gorgeous the new autumn-winter catalogue is. It is to die for. Right, I am just going to use my bone folder as an edge to just push the wings up against so that we've got a sort of flattish surface to work on. I'm not kind of folding them, I'm just encouraging them up so we then get this lovely lifted butterfly shape. So to embellish that, on the original I just used the ordinary rhinestones, but we've got glitter enamel dots and they're in Melon Mambo. They're actually in Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo and Gorgeous Grape, which I have to say is one of my favourite colours of the new range. So yeah, so I'm just going to grab some of the Melon Mambo and whoops, and apparently have my butterfly flying all over the place. Probably only a couple because they are maybe get 3 on there. They are significantly larger than the rhinestones. This is obviously my take your pick tool, which I am loving. It is amazing. And you may have seen that I did a post on how to make a box for it. You need to make sure you keep your plastic tray that it comes with. It comes in a not particularly exciting just brown cardboard box, and you need the tray. It's the only bit that you need to keep. Right, so that's those. So let's grab some, just going to grab some Tombow, because we put the jewels on the front of the butterfly, we can put adhesive on the back. You could use mini glue dots, they would work too, but I do like my Tombow. If you've watched any of my videos, you will know I am a Tombow fan. Right, so on the original version, we had these little curls of rhinestones, but they are a lot smaller. So I'm not going to use curls, I'm just going to use individual rhinestones. And there are these sort of floral bits, and I'm just going to, instead of having the florals, I'm going to use a glitter dot instead. So it's the same but different, if you see what I mean. So, oh, and if you don't know, this end, if I can get the lid off, this end, it's got this sort of putty in it, and you use that to pick up little pieces. It's great. Have I got a little piece? I've got a little bit of linen thread. I wonder if it'll pick that up. Yay! See, it just picks it up. Beautiful. And then as this bit wears out, you just wipe it off and turn this little screw and some more putty comes out. And it comes with a spare putty head, and you can get replacement putty lids, putty heads as well. So yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion this might be a carryover item into the new annual catalogue. Just guessing, you understand? I don't know, but that's my guess. Right, so let's pop the card together, because that's all we've got to do now. You can, obviously, if you want to stamp a sentiment on the inside, you can do so. But for speed, I won't. There are some lovely sentiments in the stamp set. So we've got thank you with deepest sympathy, possibly not with Melon Mambo. Have a beautiful birthday and a reason to celebrate. So some lovely sentiments. I'm just going to add a little bit of Tombow in some strategic places. You do not need much. It's a good adhesive. So, as I say, you shouldn't need much. I know atmosphere, so weather and what have you, can have an effect on how you particularly like an adhesive, but for the UK, I find that this works really well. That's just my personal opinion. Other demonstrators have, you know, different ideas, but personally, I think it's a great adhesive, and it's not expensive. And if you don't use too much, a little goes a long way, and it will last for a very long time. So there we go. So you could use snail for this instead. You could use tear and tape, but as I say, personally, Tombow multi-purpose liquid adhesive does it for me. Right, okay, so we need some dimensionals, which I've now buried underneath my stamp sets, because I want to just pop this up just to give it a bit more oomph. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, don't need that one. Now, depending on whether you're posting this or hand delivering it, you may want to add a few more. If it's going through the post, then a few more may be a good idea. What I would say, however, is because we've got the enamel dots on the front, or indeed on the original rhinestones, adding dimensionals and rhinestones means you are putting it into large letter territory, which in the UK is quite a significant increase. So just bear that in mind. But there we go. So, oops, I've got dimensional stuck on my thumb. So, very different look, same card. So we've got the lovely bright glittery one here, and then the more subdued, but still with a bit of bling, on this side. Now, what we could do if you wanted is to add some Wink of Stella. Just get your Wink of Stella and just bash it, take the lid off, obviously bash it on something solid, and you get a little splattering of Wink of Stella. But I like the fact that these are really clean. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you need any of the products, I will list those in the blog post, which is immediately below. If you would like to order from me, I would be honoured to earn your custom. If you use the Hostess Code, you will also get a share in the host rewards. I divvy those up between everyone that uses that Hostess Code. Whether you use the Hostess Code or not, you will always get a thank you card and a thank you gift from me. The thank you gift's just a bit of nonsense, but I like to say thank you. That's how I was brought up, to say thank you. So, thank you very much indeed for watching me today, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye!